Yeah. So we mentioned pandas as one of important modules or package used to import data, and I give you an example of some data gotten from tourists that travel to Europe, and I show you some of the way those data can be viewed. Because I said, as a data scientist, if you are given a data like this to work with, the first thing to do is to understand how the data looks actually. And I showed you how you can view this data. And after that, we also talk about another important um, module, which is the Matplotlib module. And yesterday we made use of that module to do like a plot. Remember? So today we're still going to continue with that, and we're going to use that for a lot of modules also. We make use of that for a lot of for modules as well. We're going to use that for a lot of for modules. So we are going to use this to also work on. So yesterday we did some customization of data of graphs, and this is what we did yesterday. That assuming you have, let's assume this is the weight of boys, and these are the weight of boys and weight of girls. You understand? And you are trying to plot. You want to plot the weight of boys against the weight of girls. The male and the female, and you also want to plot the distance covered in mile. You understand? Maybe in a sport, for example. This can also be done on the data. Maybe, for example, as an engineer, you are given the number of customers that use your softwares. You understand? And the number of times the software was being used. So you will want to plot it, okay, as our number of customers increases, does the usage of the software increase or decrease? So you can also do similar plotting, like maybe this is the customer, the number of times they use a particular software. This is the number of customers that are using that software at maybe in each month, for example. So maybe you are doing a kind of end of the year report, and you have the information about customer using the software. These are the number of times they use the software, maybe in January, the number of times they use in February to December, and you also have the total number of customers that use it in January, in February. So you want to plot the number of times that software is being used against that number of customers that use that software in every month of the year, so that you want to know, okay, does the number of people that use software, is it increasing or decreasing as the usage is increasing? So you can make use of this. And I said we can make use of the Matplotlib to do this. And what do? I'm going to send you guys a full Python script of this, so that maybe next time you want to do something like that, you don't need to stress yourself. Just go to this and input your data, your values. And I said, now you see plot email 1 and mail 2, and label it as line 1, because we want to plot two things on the same graph. So we've given the information to the system that, okay, Matplotlib, which we have import as plt, dot plot male 1 and female 1, the weight of male and female together, and give it line 1. Now we want to look at the distance in mile. Distance for the male is this, distance for the female are this. So we also do the same thing, plot male 2, female 2, then label is equals to what? 2. Plot.legend. This plot.legend means it's going to give us a kind of key that because you are plotting two different things on the same plot, so there must be a legend that will indicate that, okay, blue is line 1, you understand? The orange is line 2. In fact, we may not even use this as line. We can probably change it. Let's change it to the first one is weight. Let's change it to weight. let's change it to weight, and let's change this to the distance. We can probably say let's say the weight in kilogram, right? And let's say this one is the distance in mile. Distance in mph, and let's see that. Okay. Alright, that page is expired. So let me put it here. You see? And you see? So anybody that sees this graph will know that yes, the blue plot is for their weight, while the orange color is the distance. You understand? So even if you have more than two lines, you can also add it. You understand? Maybe for example, maybe you have let me say maybe like blood pressure after the race. You can also have that's going to be another line, like 3 lines. So you can have multiple lines on the same graph using this particular script. You understand? So that was what we did yesterday, and we also went further to do a kind of customization. Of this. So I can't run it on this page. This page has expired, so it will work. So I have to look for an active. Now, for this now, you can do some work on your graph and customize. Okay, give it color, give it different style. You understand? For example, in this graph now, let's say we have the value for x. You understand? Let's change this to let's change it to, let's say, male. Are you getting me? And let's change it maybe to weight of the male. Let's say the weight, the first one is 50, 60, 70, 80, and 90. And let's change this to female. Female, let's assume, let's say this is 20, 40, maybe this is 30, 50, 20, and 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's remove this. Understand? So now what are we to do? We want to plot this graph, but we want to add some customization. We want to make it more colorful. Understand? It says now let's say plot. You now tell your Matplotlib, because this is the module you want to use for plotting. So you have to call that module every time. Matplot.plot plot male versus female. Understand? Now you can see, okay, the color, you want to give that graph a color. Let's give it green. We can change it, but let's just give it green first. You have to indicate the color, and don't forget the column is a string, so that has to be in this inverted comma. Then the line style. The line style is the graph you want to plot. Do you want it to be in kind of a dash, in kind of straight line, or what? So in this case we indicate dashed. Then if you are giving it dash, what is the line width? How do you want the dash line to be too wide or to be thin? You have to, let's give 3. We are still going to manipulate that ourselves. Let's put it 3. Then at the point where these 2 actually match, the marker, let's put 0 to it. We can change it to X, anyone. Then the marker face, as in this one, let's make the marker face color is blue, and the marker size is 12. You understand? So that is so we've specified some information on that graph. By the time I run this script, you understand what I'm saying, and I will explain further. Now let's set the limit for the male for the male limit, it will start from 1 to 8. For the female, it's going to be on the x-axis. On the y-axis, it's also going to start from, now this one, this is our start. It starts from this one starts from 60 to 90. So let's say 50, let's say 45 to 100. You understand? Like you are trying to make a scale for your graph, because for male, this is the male limit. It starts from 50 to 90. So let's say from 45 to 100. Let's set the limit. And for this, this one is from 20 to 60. So we can probably make this 15 to 65 or 70. Are you getting the point now? So let's label it. So okay, let me just change this to S. Let me put this in X first. X. Let's try Y. So for the X label, this will be for the male, right? And for the Y, it's going to be for the female. Now, giving a title to this, we can probably say, let's change it to, let's say, the weight in kilogram, right? Let's say male versus female, weight in kilogram. Let's call that as the name of the plot. So let's run this and see. Do you guys see this? Do you see this?
Yeah.
So what we have done in a nutshell is we have plotted the weight of the male versus the weight of the female. And when you are plotting something, whatever you are plotting, you have to indicate the unit. And we have this weight in kilogram. You get it? Now, the female is on the y-axis, while the male is on the x-axis. Now, let me go back to this, to the information we provided here. Now, I said Matplotlib plot male versus female, right? Make the color to be green. This is the color of the plotting to be green, right? Make the lifestyle to be dashed. That is why it is dashed. Can you see? If you want a line, we put line. You understand? Now we said let the white be 3. That's the white of this dash. Just 3. Let the marker equals to 0, like a 0. This marker means. So let me show you. Let me show the first one. Sorry. When male weight is 50, female is 20, right? So let's go and look at that on the graph. Male is 50, female is 20. So at this point where the two of them coincide, that's where this is where you have the marker. You understand? And in the graph, we also indicate that let the color of the marker be what? The marker face color equals to blue. And that's why you see it is being marked blue. You understand? Let the marker size, this as big as this, be 12. Do you get that now? And in this place, we have set the X limit from 45 to 100. And let me show you for that, from 45 to 100. And we set the Y limit from 15 to 70. As you can see, from 15 to 70. So when you are plotting this kind of graph, you have to understand the minimum and the highest value of your data, so that you'll be able to indicate. If I should make this to be 20 to 50, that means I'm going to cut off this side. It won't be there. So you have to know what is the minimum limit and the maximum limit of your data that you are working with, right? So now that's what we've done, and we've labeled that, okay, plot.x label is X is male, y is female. Do you understand that? And we also give it a title. Giving a title to my graph, I say, okay, male versus female. It's supposed to be points, not comma. I'm taking their weight. So if there are a lot of graph that I'm making, that I'm also maybe I'm looking at male versus female, and I'm looking at their distance cover. I have to indicate distance cover. Maybe I'm looking at their blood pressure. I have to indicate so that anybody that sees this graph will know, okay, this is the weight of female versus male, and we are looking at their distance. We're looking at their weight. So do you guys understand what I'm doing? Hello.
Yes, I understand. You're basically using Python to plot a graph,
Exactly. Using the Matplotlib plot module. I say there are a lot of modules. So I'm just taking this for now. So that's that. So we are going to I'm still going to we are still going to do some more. So in this, I'm going to send you all these things I'm going to, so that next time when you want to work with it yourself, you don't need to to stress yourself. If you have your data, you can just input, change some of these things and maintain. So for example, let's change this. You can change the color. This is green, right? Let's change it to red, and let's see, right? Let's change the thickness to, let's make it wider. Let's change it to 5. Let's make this marker to be, I'm looking for another, let's make it X. Let's change the color to, let's say, yellow. And let's make the size to be bigger. Let's make it maybe 15. And let's run this. Do you guys see? So you can change the color, all those things, you can change them as you want. Can you see what I just did? I've changed the dash line to be what? To be red. I've changed the face marker face color mark to be yellow, and this has changed from a circle to a star. You understand? To X. You understand? So you can do this. You can manipulate this as you want, based on which one. At times when you are doing some graphing, making it colorful is good. So you have to change the color in a way that it will be colorful for you to use. So that's us making a customized graph, right? So let's go to, I think this is what we did now. So this is what we did. So as you can see, we have done several customization. Now we have set the line white, the line style, and the line color. We also set the marker's face color, the marker size, overriding the X and Y axis range. If overriding is not done, Matplotlib module uses auto scale feature to set the. So if you do not set this limit, if you do not set the limit, you understand, the Matplotlib will just use its own automatic. Probably it just start from 0 to maybe to 70. You understand? So most of the time, and that may give you a kind of a not befitting graph, because assuming this is starting from 1 to 70, definitely what you are going to have here is likely to be small or probably bigger. But this is a concise size because it covers exactly what you need. So setting those limits is important when you are trying to make your plotting. Do you get it now? So now let's try another style, making a pie chart. Now we've done graph, right? So let's try and do a pie chart. You understand? So I think, okay, maybe we should be using, okay, let's go. Now we want to make a bar chart. Everybody knows how a bar chart looks like. A bar chart is you having some bars, on a graph. Instead of having that color, that dash line, it will be something like a bar. So now we have, let's say this is our data. We have left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. Then the height of the bar, that's going to be the y-axis, 10, 24, 36, 40, 5. Are you getting me? So what you need to do now is label. You have to label the bar. You understand? Tick underscore label. I'm still going to use this in a way that you will understand better. Is, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now in this case, I want us to do okay, don't worry, just for let's finish this. We are going to manipulate that data. Now we have indicated the left, the height of it, and we have also labeled the bar, right? Now let's plot the bar. Now for us to plot the bar in a customized way, you say Matplotlib the plt.bar. Now always look at something. When we are plotting graph, it was plt.plot. If you are plotting graph, it will be plt.bar. If you are plotting the bar chart, it will be plt.bar. Now we are plotting left, this value, because we have already assigned this value to left, against height. Are you getting me? Comma. Then the label. Maybe this is the value for 1, 2, 3, 4. So the label is tick underscore label is equal to tick underscore. So the label here is going to equals to 1, 2, 3, 4 that we have here. That's what this means. Because don't forget, we have already assigned these values to tick label. So tick label is equal to tick label. Now, how do you want it to be? The bar, the white is, we set it, let's set it as 0.8. We can make it bigger, we can make it smaller. We are going to mind by I just want you to understand the script first. Then the color. We have two. We have left and height, right? So the color is going to be yellow. For the left, it will be yellow. For the height, it's going to be green. We can change the color as well if you want to change the color. So now let's go and label the axis. We say the plt.x label is going to be x axis. Then the y label, we call it y axis. Now plot title. Now plt.title, we have to give it a label, a label, my bar chart. You understand? I just want to, so once you have done that, all you need to do is plt.show. I've already done this, so let the matplotlib show me the result. Can you see this? Can you see this? So this is data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you getting me? Now, for you to now understand better, let's go and use the information of the boys that I talked about the other time. Let's go and use that in that script. Let's use it here. So now the female is this, right? The male is this, the female is this. Let's remove this. So that's going to be, so the height now, the height now is going to be the female. Do you get it now? So let me just cut this. Now, so let's assume now this is the male. Let's assume this is male, right? The weight of the male, the width of the female. Now, in this situation now, we want to, let's say this, okay, let's assume these are couples. The husband and wife. We have 5 couples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, isn't it? So now let's assume these are couples, right? So let's now label it now. Couple 1. Are you getting me? Let me change this to couple. Maybe this is the weight of husband and wife that we are trying to look at the weight of family A, couple 1, couple 2, couple 3, couple 5. So let's label it as couple 1. This is the couple 1, right? And let's say couple 2. You have data like that. Let's say this is couple 3 and couple 4. Or in another way, you can probably put their name. Maybe this is Mr. Cook's, Mr. Brown's family. This is Mr. Daniel's family. Then this is Mr. Kenny's family. Or okay, this is Mr. End or Mrs. End's family. Just you label your data in a way that you will understand. You see that now? So we want to plot the weight of the husband and wife against each, So let's go back here. So we are now plotting plot male versus the female. Then the tick label is equals to this. So it's going to give this to couple 1, couple 2, couple 3, couple 5. Right? So for this now, x-axis is going to be for male. Now we make it male. Do you get that now? And the y is going to be female. So we can change this to weight in kilogram of some selected couple. You see that now? So let's go and plot. So like I said, okay, let's plot this. Do you see this now? Do you guys see this? So it has plotted the weight of the male and the female against each other. You understand? For each of the couples. But if you look at this graph, this bar weight is small. You can decide to increase the value. You can increase it. You can increase the weight by coming to this place. Let's give it 1. Let's see what 1 will give us. I think we have to increase 1. It's not giving us any. Let's say 20. Okay, 20 is too much. Let's make it 5. Now, can you see? Do you see this now? You can decide to change the color. Let's say red and blue. Do you see that? So all these things you can do it even in your data. In the data you have, you can do this. You can do the same thing. You understand? So now look at this now. Can you see what you have done? So we've plotted the weight of the female against the male for each couple, for each family. Do you get that now? So that's how it works. It's just understanding the graph and trying to indicate whatever your data have your values. You understand? Have the label, follow this. You understand? Indicate the color that you want, indicate which one is X and which one is Y axis. You understand? Then you supply title, because you can't be working on a graph without you having a title for it. You know that. So that's how it works. Any question before we proceed? Do you guys have any question before we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's go to, so this is so there are numerous, I can tell you there are numerous plots you can do. I'm telling there are a lot of plots you can do. We are going to do few. Then I'm going to send, I will send you guys the link or the script. You understand? You can just keep it in your folder so that next time in the future, maybe you want to do some plotting and you want Matplotlib to do that for you. You don't need to stress yourself. Just go there, get the script, adjust the values, put your variables, and you are good to go. You are good to go. So you understand? So there are a lot. We can't even cover the whole thing. I'm telling you, we can't cover. But I just want to cover the few ones that are basic, so that anytime you see bigger ones, you guys will be able to understand. And I will try as much as possible and send you some script for like this for different type of plottings. So what we have done so far, I try to put summary underneath. We have used the matplotlib.bar function to plot a bar chart, and we've indicated the x-coordinate of left side of bar, understand? And we have also used for the y side by dividing the tick underscore labels. So let's go further to histogram. Let's go to histogram. We know how histogram looks like, right? So now histogram is just going to give you, it's more or less like a bar, but it won't look like a bar. Okay, for example, maybe in your class you put down the age of everybody in your class, put down your age. There are many people that will be, maybe if you are 20, you are not the only one that will be 20 years of age. So let's say, for example, in a class like this now, we took the age of pupils or age of different people randomly, maybe on the street. So we have someone the first person is 2 years old, 5 years, 70, 40, 90, and the rest. So we took about 20 of such age. You understand? So that's fine. So when you want to plot so this is like you are plotting like histogram is like you are plotting a frequency. Yes. Like, okay, how many times does age 2, how many people that are 2 years old? How many people out of the selected people are 2 years old? So it's going to plot a kind of histogram in form of a frequency. Then how many people are 70 years old? How many are 90 years old? You understand that kind of data? So if that is the case, the next thing you should do is you set a range. You understand? And how do you set a range? By looking at your data. What is the lowest value? What is the highest value? In this data, the lowest value is 2. The highest value is what? Is 90. So let's set it from 0 to 100. You understand my point? Then when we talk about Bain is more like maybe like a kind of interval, something like that. And let's put it in 10. Now let's step the Matplotlib to now, okay, Matplotlib dot east. Anytime you want to plot histogram, is going to be east. For graph is dot plot. For what is it? For bar chart is dot bar. Then for histogram is dot east. So always have that at the back of your mind. Open bracket. So we are plotting the age, right? We put the bin, the interval we want. Then this is the range. The range, we have already defined these values. These 3 values has been defined. This equals to age. This has been assigned to range. 10 has been assigned to bins. Look at that. The bins is talking about the white of the graph. Now, which color do you want? You say indicate color green. If it not indicate color, it will just give it black, I think. Now, the histogram type. There are different ways you can make histogram. We say, okay, let's make it bar. Then let's make the width to be 0.8. Once that is done, the next thing is to go and label. Don't forget, you have to label your plot. plt.x, the x label is age. plt for the y label is number of people. Understand? So this is the age. The x is going to be age. Y the number of people. You understand? Then plot equals to title my histogram, or any one you want to put it. Then the next thing is to show. Just say plt.show. So show us the plot of this graph. You see that? Can you see this?
Yes.
Now, so this is telling. So this has already summarized what you have here. For example, let's look at 90. How many people have their age to be equal to 90? How many? How many 90 do we have here? 1, right? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Just 1. So let's come back. Let's go and look at our graph. This is 100. Then this is 90. Equals to what? 1. Do you see that? Then this is 40. Then probably this will be 45 or so. So let's go and look at that. How many people are age 45? 1, 2. So I think it covers 40. Okay, I'm coming. Okay. okay, yeah, this is from 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So this place means probably from 40 to 45. So anybody that's from 40 to 45 now. So let's go and look at that. How many people are in 40 to 45? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you see? So from 40 to 45, there are 7 people. So instead of you coming counting how many are this, you don't need to count at all. All you just need to, the only information you need to know is what is the lowest value and what is the highest value. Then you set your range. Once you do that, set the bin that okay, I want it to be from. In this case, we can even make it to be from. We can make it to be 5. The range to be 5. So let's see what to give us in 5. So it will be too. It's too wide. Yeah. So you can still maintain it to be 10. Just also for you to have a nice graph. So instead of you counting one by one yourself, you don't need to count at all. You do not need to count. All you need to do is just plot your graph, and your graph will tell you the frequency. So this may not even be age of people alone. You understand? It may not be age of people. It could be anything. It can be anything. It can be anything. It can be okay. This is the blood. Maybe this is the for example, this is. I'm trying to look in. Okay, this is the length of rod for people in civil engineering. Okay, maybe we are looking at, okay, this is the length of rod. Okay, how many, okay, after you have built your house, how many times did you use a rod of maybe 20 millimeter? So all those information, you can, instead of you counting, you can just come to your graph and plot an histogram. Then this histogram will give you, okay, this is the number of times you have used a 9 millimeter rod, or you have used a 10 millimeter concrete based on the information you have gotten in your data. You understand? So that's that. Are you guys following me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I think you know what I'm trying to explain. I want you guys to understand this script. And do you know why I said so? Let me be sincere with you. When you are doing programming, you may not know. I will be sincere. You can't know all script offhand. No, you can't. But the basic things is there are places you can get this script from. But the most important thing is the application. And that's why I'm trying to explain what each thing on this script stands for. If you don't have this and you want to plot it, you can go to Google and say, okay, Google, give me a Python script to plot histogram. It will give you. But the next thing is, how do you understand what is in that script? So even if you don't remember it, you understand? But know the application. That's why I'm trying to explain what this is. So if I say, okay, you guys should go and plot a kind of maybe another advanced graph, you can go to the internet. People do it. If you don't want to, you can go to the internet, put it there. The world is a global village. You will see people that has done the plotting. You will get the script. But the question is, how do you understand what is there in the plotting? And this is information that many people that are doing Python may not tell you. This thing is too wide that you can't know everything offhand. I know you guys you might have been thinking about it that this script that Dr. Eduwan and God Salvation has been giving us, they are getting too much, isn't it? How do we know? How do we put this everything on our head? Haven't you guys thought of that?
Yes, sir.
Brian and Daniel, haven't you guys thought of that before?
Yes, sir, I have.
Yeah, but the basic thing is you can get this information on the internet, but you have to understand the application. I'm telling you, that is just the simple truth. I will tell you the truth. Even we ourselves, there are times we work to some extent, we face challenges. We go to group like Stack Flow. We put this is the problem we are facing. We see people that have faced the same problem. We take their script, but we have understanding of how the script works, so we'll be able to adjust the script to what we want to do. And that's why I'm trying to take this thing. I'm trying to explain this to you. You understand? Even if some people can do this thing, and one important thing about Python is understand what you are doing. Understand? What I've done here Daniel can sit down and write his own script. It won't be like this, but we are still going to get the same draft. So that's important in you understanding what you are doing, and you should be able to apply. You should be able to, if you get a script, you should be able to, okay, this is the script, this is what I can do to suit my own purpose. And that's why I'm changing this color. That don't just believe these colors are just there permanently. No, you can manipulate them, you can change them. You understand? If, for example, we have bar here, if you go to online and you are looking for histogram type, it will give you different type. That bar is not the only one that is available. You can get another type that is apart, that is not even bar, that is another thing. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm trying to explain to you that this you can manipulate and you can adjust, but you have to understand how the script work. So when all this labeling, I'm sure you know this labeling is important. If you don't put this labeling, all this my histogram, male, female, age, and the rest that you see here will not be there. So if you are doing your own, maybe you are doing your own is, maybe you are looking at the length of some engineering material, or maybe your concrete in civil engineering, and you are like, I don't have, the concrete is not here, I only have age. That shouldn't be a problem. All you just need to do is just change it to what you have. Don't just say, because Dr. Who said it's age, I don't think I can do anything without it has to be age. No, you can manipulate this. And that's why I'm laying emphasis on to you guys that I will, by the end of it, I will provide you some Python groups that anytime you encounter a problem on Python, just go there, type it there. I'm telling you, they will give you, this one of them is this Stack Overflow. Anytime anybody faces a challenge, there are people all over the world that they've spent 20 years on Python. I'm telling you, that's just the truth. They face challenges, and you see they put it here, and you see different people giving them suggestion. Okay, if that is the problem they are facing, then do this, do that. But if they do not have understanding of the basic understanding, they won't be able to apply whatever suggestion people are giving them. So that's what I want you to hold. I want you to hold that very well. You understand? So you may not be able to know everything. You may not be able to come. The script you have been talking about since the beginning of the program. Myself and and God's salvation. I know Daniel will be like, this is too much. How do I remember this? No, you don't need to remember everything, but just keep record. All those things you have been given to you, keep record. Like this one now, I'm going to compile different scripts for different graph. I will compile for you. You can keep your record. So anytime you want to use it, just go, okay, I want to plot pie charts. I think Dr. Who sent one to me. Let me go and look at it. Okay, you look at it. Okay, change your variables, and when you do it correctly, it will work. Do you get my point now? So you guys will just calm and relax. Don't think this is getting too much. We have not even let me say we are just 30%. You understand? So, but it's something that you learn. I still continue to learn. God's service still continue to learn. Definitely, you guys too will continue to learn. But I want you to know something. This is something that will be good for you. Okay, so I think let's come back from that canceling mode and let's continue. But I think you guys understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Let's go further. So let's try scatter plots now. There are different data will fit different things. So now let's try a scatter plot now. The first thing, whatever plot you are using, you have the data you want to work with, which are your values, right? So let's set x equals to 1, 2 to 10, y is 2 to 12. Let's give that. Now the next thing is Matplotlib.scatter now. You understand? Plot x against y, right? Label, you want to label it. We want it to be star. You can change this star. Color is what? Green. Then the marker is asterisk. By the time we show the plot, we know what I mean by that. Then the x is 30. So let's go to x label equals to x axis. The y is y axis. The title is my scatter plot. then just give it any, maybe your own is length of concrete, length of conduit, engineering length of wire, then legend will help you to define each of them. Then let's show. Can you see? Do you guys see what happens there? Can you see this? So now let's go. Let's look at when x is equals to 1, y is equals to 2, right? When x equals to 1, this is 1, y is equals to what? 2. Can you see? When x is equals to 2, y is equals to what? 4. X is equals to 2, y is equals to 4. Can you see that now? So this is a scatter plot, and I know you might have come across a lot of data, things like this. So it is really wonderful. So now let's go and do now. If you don't want to use star, what else can we use? Let's see if circle will work. A circle, then let's change this to red. Then let's change it, let's increase the size a bit to maybe like 50. Let's see. Can you see? Can you see? Because I've changed the size, that's why it's bigger now. Let's change it to 100. Let's see if it will be more bigger. So you just try to change the size to which one fits you. You understand? So that, can you see, it's 100 now, it's bigger now, and it's no longer what? It's no longer green, it's red now. Then the legend. So this is now, we've changed this to circle. You understand? So you can just do any you can just manipulate your own. So let's go back again. Let's go and use the data for the boys and girls that we have been using before, and let's put that there. Let's go and get these values, and let's come back here and see. So it's no longer now. So male and female, right? So now plot the scatter plot is now male. Can you see why I'm female, right? Label color, let's put color, let's put my everything, yes. Now X label now is going to be male. This will be female. Now the title, let's call it male versus female, right? Weight in kilogram. The legend still remains the same, and let's click on show. Can you see this? Do you guys see this? Even though
Yes,
what I have on the script is not male and female, but because I have understanding of the project, of the script, I was able to input my own data. So that's why I said anytime you are working, maybe you need a script to do something, and you yourself can't think about it. You can go to the internet, just type Python script 2 for calculating date, for calculating year or anything. You will see the script, but how do you work on it? How do you change those things? You can see how we change our own from X and Y. We change it to male and female. You understand? So you have to have that understanding, so that it will be easier for you to go to anytime you have any script, you work with it. Do we have any question? Do we have any question?
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Okay. So I'm going to compile these for different plots, and I will send to you so that you guys can just keep it anytime you need a plot of that, you make use of it. And if you want, so all this graph now, you can save it, you can copy it. For example, let me copy this one, copy image, and let me just go to one of my, let me go to, can you see? Maybe you want to put this in the publication, you don't, and you're like, how do I? So just click on it. You can save image as, you can copy the image. In this case, I just copy the image and look at it now. So maybe you need this and you want to put it in your thesis. After you have worked on Python, just copy it. Can you see now? Is this not fine? This is good. Do you see this now? So those are the advantages that you can know that you do with this. So in a summary, we've used the plt.scatter function to plot a scatter plot. I want you to know one thing. When you are in our own study, we import Matplotlib as PLT, right? Do you remember? Hello. We import Matplotlib as PLT. Someone may import his own as MP. So just know that it may not necessarily be PLT that you are going to see in another person's script. The person may import his own as MP, or just know that.
So you're saying that PLT is not standard? It's just whatever you want to call it?
Exactly, it's not standard. Look, let me go back to that, please. Let me show you. PLT is not standard. Instead of us typing matplotlib, are you getting me? I think I have where is. Look at it. This is the name of the package, matplotlib.pyplot. You understand? But now imagine we want to plot bar. We now put matplotlib.pyplot.bar.east. Don't you think this is too long? Are you getting me? But you can now say, okay, import it as PLT. I can call it MP. Another person can call it MP. You understand my point? Are you with me?
Yes, I understand.
So if I put it MP, then anytime I want to plot, it will be MP.east, MP.bar, MP.scatter. You get the point now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So anybody, you can even call it your name. Let's say it's end. You understand? So anytime you go and you get a script, that's what I'm saying. That was why I was mentioning that anytime you see a script, you have to have understanding. So maybe, for example, now Daniel is looking for this to calculate histogram on internet, and you save your own as end. He now sees histogram end.east. You understand? But on his own work, he saved it as PLT, and is now running end.scatter on his work. It won't work because it will tell you that no, the end is not functioning because Daniel saved his own as PLT. So Daniel must now understand that, okay, definitely when end wrote his own script, he imported the matplotlib as end. So I have to change this end to PLT that he used to save his own. So you understand what I'm saying? So it's not standard. Their PLT is not standard. You can use any name. For example, pandas. If you want to import pandas, import pandas. I can say as P, ordinary P. Some people can say as PD. Do you get the concept now? So I can say as PDA. Anyone that is convenient for me. But instead of me typing pandas every time I want to use a panda function in the Python, we just try to have a short name for it. That is just the purpose. That is just the purpose of this. So you guys should be watchful of that. So that when you have a script, you don't think you have done, the skill is not working, and you think you are not doing the right thing, just try to understand